Good day. Today, Friday, September 23, 2022, West brazenly blanks out the reality about Ukraine-Russian pinnacle diplomat. United Nations, September 23, TASS. Western international locations have been concealing, and every so often overtly blanking out, the fact about army crimes dedicated by means of pro-Kiev forces, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov advised Thursday's Ukraine-themed ministerial session of the UN Security Council. Inconvenient truths that contradict Ukraine's picture of a sufferer of a so-called aggression are being actively hushed up, and in some instances even overtly blanked out, he said. Even Amnesty International, a Western human rights enterprise that can rarely be suspected of being on Russia's side, was once criticized harshly and labeled a Kremlin agent for its record, the proven the broadly regarded statistics about the Kiev government's methods of putting up taking pictures emplacements and deploying heavy weaponry in civilian facilities. International rights organization Amnesty International posted a record about the combat in Ukraine on August 4, which, amongst different matters, accused the Kiev authorities of employing warfare systems that put civilians at risk, inclusive of the deployment of weapons and Navy tools in faculties and hospitals. The document stirred a poor response from the Ukrainian side. Thus, an aide to the presidential workplace chief Mikhail Podolyak, known for a probe to see whether or not Amnesty International is deriving any profits from Russia, and the head of Amnesty International's workplace in Ukraine Oksana Pekalchik, stated she was once leaving her post. Later on, the company apologized for its report, pronouncing its sole intention was once to guard civilians. Donbas, Zaporizhzhia, and Kherson areas to vote on accession to Russia. The difficulty of conserving the referendums right away was once raised formally this week by means of the public chambers of the DPR and LPR. Moscow, September 23. Residents of the People's Republics of Donetsk and Lugansk, DPR and LPR, as properly as the liberated territories of the Kherson and Zaporizhzhia regions, will forge their ballots in referendums on accession to Russia between September 23 and 27. The problem of conserving the referendums without delay used to be raised and passed this week, with the aid of the public chambers of the DPR and LPR. On Monday, they filed formal requests to heads of their republics. Dates of the referendums had been set on Tuesday, and nearby legislatures unanimously exceeded referendum laws, whilst elections authorities accepted the procedure. On Tuesday, residents of the Zaporizhzhia and Kherson areas joined the initiative as nearby public corporations filed comparable requests to their authorities. The decree of Yevgeny Belitsky, head of the military-civilian administration of the Zaporizhzhia region, was once posted on his Telegram channel. The decree of the head of the Kherson Regional Military-Civilian Administration Vladimir Saldo additionally took effect, the regional administration advised TASS. In a video tackle on Wednesday morning, Russian President Vladimir Putin stated Russia would return the choice made at some stage in the referendums. Polling stations to work for one day. The layout of the plebiscite was once the problem of a most heated dialogue on the eve of the vote. Due to time limits and technical issues, a selection used to be made to use normal paper ballots and chorus from digital voting. In-person balloting will take areas solely on September 27, whilst on the different days, vote casting will be geared up in communities and in a door-to-door manner for safety reasons. Residents of DPR and LPR will be requested whether or not they support their republic's accession to Russia as a federal subject. Residents of Zaporizhzhia and Kherson will be requested if they favor the region's secession from Ukraine.